Today, on Be Something Wonderful, God cannot give you what you deny yourself. I am your host, Tom Karen, and this is the Be Something Wonderful studio of higher consciousness, where we help you level up and become the best version of yourself. Creators, welcome back. Lots of powerful sessions yesterday. And I want to talk about this idea. This one client said, Tom, I haven't been a good person in the past. And now I'm studying the law of assumption, Neville Goddard, the law of attraction, and I want to attract things into my life. I want to create a better me, a better life. But part of it is I just can't get over some of the things that I've done and some of the things that I've created in my past. So guys, I want to talk about this today and more. So here's what I really want to say, is that we believe when we remember these things from the past, even if it's favorable memories that we enjoy, all of it keeps us from the now moment, from that awareness of who we really are, that eternal now moment, right? You deny yourself that I am awareness, that power of now. Right? Remember, all realities, all events, all memories, all thoughts, everything there is, was, or ever be exists within you. There is no separation. You're one with ultimate reality. You're one with God. You're one with all of it. So when you hang on to certain memories or certain events, you're identifying with them as that is who you are. And remember, you're not that, you're everything. You're the integrated mind. You're all that is. So all that good and bad and right and wrong are just perception problems. You're perceiving yourself as small, as fragmented, right? And not the I am awareness, not that God within that you truly are. Do you hear this? We're going to cover this today and more. So remember, you exist everywhere. You exist in all time. The question isn't whether those memories exist within you or there's that potential exists. The question is, where do you live now? Because ultimate reality is within you. You exist everywhere. You exist in all time. You exist in all realities. You're a multidimensional being. So those memories exist within you. You exist within all memories. There's no separation. The only question is, what are you hanging on to and identifying with that you believe is you? Because you are not those memories. You are something much bigger, much greater, right? You are that I am. You are that screen behind all of those thoughts, feelings, perceptions, images, memories that you're holding on to. Do you hear this, right? And remember when God was talking to Moses with the burning bush, and God called out to Moses, 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 and Moses says, here I am. That's the only thing you've got to know. Where are you? You're right now here and exist in this moment of now, in the eternal moment. But when you hang on to memories, when you hang on to past grievances, loss, regret, or have anxiety about the future, or even hang on to good memories, trying to hang on to them so you don't lose them, right? All of that robs you of the now moment, right? God cannot give you what you deny yourself, and you're denying yourself the eternal now moment when you hang on to any of that. It makes no sense. This is why Jesus talked about his continual forgiveness of sin, right? God never sees you like that. God never forgives you because God never condemns you in the first place. Do you see this? There's nothing to forgive. In God's eyes, you're that perfect divine being. You are that I am, right? So life's always taking place right now, right? It's simultaneous, right? Linear time is a construct, right? When we believe in linear time, then we believe in loss. We believe in sin. We believe we have anxiety about the future. We believe we're at the whim of 3D events and circumstances, right? But it's all happening right now in this timeless moment. There's only one moment in creation. You exist here, there, and everywhere. So the only question is, it's not the question that whether that memory exists or that event exists. All potentials exist within you. You have the potential to be, do, or have whatever you want, but there's no potential in linear time. There's no future in linear time. There's no potential. It's all, you have everything you could ever be, do, or want, or have right now, and it's never denied you. Right? It doesn't matter what you've been through in your life. It doesn't matter if something happened 5 minutes ago, 5 years ago, 5 months ago. None of that matters. It's all right now. And with your thoughts, feelings, beliefs, and emotions, you create it all right now. So this is what we're talking about. It's never a question then where you exist. It's a question, where do you choose to live? Where do you choose to live in this ultimate reality that's all happening right now? That's why when I talked about one of my clients that said, I don't live there anymore. Because we talked about all addresses exist in infinity. All addresses exist in the quantum field. Every event, condition, memory, anything you could ever possibly think or imagine exists. And the only question is, where do you live? Right? Are you living in that I amness of who you are, where all potentials are possible? Or are you collapsing a wave and hanging on to memories or regret, or even trying to hang on to the past events that seemed happy while you miss out on the all-powerful now? This is what we're talking about. So remember the story of the prodigal son that went out and he asked for it, demanded the inheritance from his father, and then went out and blew it, and then was in a state of poverty and want, lack, and limitation, and then returned. It was the idea that he was born again. He saw that everything was his. He returned to the father, but then he said, Father, I have sinned. I'm no longer worthy to be called your son. This is an interesting part of the prodigal that I pointed out maybe before in other videos, but never like we're going to do today, because you're feeling unworthy, right? This client was feeling that they've done a lot of things in the past that they can't seem to forgive. But remember, so I'm no longer worthy to be called your son. And this is what God says, or the Father in this case. But the Father said, quickly bring out the best robe, put it on him, and put a ring on his hand and sandals on his feet, and bring the fattened calf, kill it, and let us eat and celebrate. Notice what went on here. God did not answer when the son talked about his sins. God does not see sin. God does not hear about sin, know sin, or even conceive of it, of evil or sin. He can't hear it because he couldn't even conceive of it, right, in any form. Because remember, if God was conscious of it and God knew sin, God would be a sinner. And that's impossible. God becomes what God knows, God becomes immediately. So it's impossible to know that. God only knows good, only knows peace, only knows love, right? So the Father said, quickly, bring out the best robe. What does the best robe represent? The best robe is seamless. It's beautiful, right? It's that higher consciousness. It's you. It's your I amness. It's your perfection. You're not holding on to anything. It's that now moment. Put a ring on his hand or his finger. That's unity. That's oneness. Now you're unifying with that one mind, with that all that is. You're no longer seeing it in fragments, just like you're hanging on to these past memories and identifying with them as that is who you are. That's not who you are. Those are all fragmented perceptions of the one, of that unified perception of love, of that I amness, that's who you really are, right? Put sandals on his feet, and the idea is that represents spiritual understanding. That's you understanding who you really are. And the fattened calf represents your divine inheritance, your abundance that's within you. You can be, do, or have whatever you want right now, in this now moment, right? But you deny yourself that when you hang on to what you see as sins or regrets or unworthiness, right? You rob yourself of that now presence, of that now moment, right? God cannot give you what you deny yourself. You're denying yourself that gift, that inheritance, right? Remember, God did not answer or talk about his sins. It's very clear here. God just celebrated, right? And so God doesn't hear or know or conceive of evil or sin in any form. If God was conscious of it, it would be a reality. If God knows it, it becomes a reality. And that's impossible, right? So what God knows, God becomes. If God knew sin, God would be a sinner, and that's impossible. I know one of you a few months ago asked me, well, if God's all-knowing and all-powerful and everywhere, how would it be that God would know about these temporary forms in 3D? God doesn't know that because if God knew that, that would be ultimate reality. And ultimate reality is love, it's peace, it's perfection. So God only knows that. All the forms, all the realities, all the memories that ever were, is, were, or ever be, all come together and form that one reality. It all fits in that one perfect reality that is God, or that is love. We are just seeing fragments of it, right? It's like being a fly landing on a work of art, right? And it lands on some dark paint. And it judges that painting, that area of the painting, as bad. And then it flies on some bright colors and judges that as good. But either way, it doesn't see the whole picture, the work of art. The fly can only see it when the fly flies up and sees the whole mosaic, all that is. That includes all the dark paint and all the light paint and all the nuances. All of it together is the perfection of God. Right? So the truth and changeless light that you are can never come and go. It can never come and go. Once you choose to turn on the light, it doesn't matter how long the room has been in the dark. Do you hear this? It's like you walking in a room, turning on the light, and start wondering, well, I wonder what happened before. I wonder why it was in the dark and how long it has been in the dark. Does any of that matter? The only thing that matters is that the light's on now. You would never even think of that. Do you hear this? And you are the light. And here's the real bigger paradox is the light never goes out. You can only think it does, right? Son, and this is what, remember what the father said to the older son. The older son, remember, didn't leave home, stayed with the father, but never imagined his wishes and dreams, never claimed his inheritance. Right? So stayed with the Father, but never claimed the divinity, never rose in consciousness, never recognized himself as I am, as one with God, as one with everything. And so he complains, he gets jealous of the other son getting the party and goes, he said, I've always been with you, but you never threw me a party. And what does God say? Son, you've always been with me, and all that is mine is yours. You only need to claim it. Right? And very often, why don't we claim it? Why do we imagine our wish fulfilled? We go through all the processes, right? And we claim that we're following everything, but we don't claim it. Why? Because we have this thought of unworthiness, or this thought of something we've done in the past, or that we don't deserve it. None of that's true. Remember, all realities exist within you. There's no potential in linear time. All the potential lives within you, in the ultimate reality that you are one with. That's so big today. So let's hit this a little bit more. No matter what happened 3 minutes ago, 3 months ago, 3 years ago, you're always in a new moment of now. Linear time is made up. Linear time is what keeps regret alive, or anxiety about the future, or what you believe are solid conditions that cannot change. All that is created by linear time. So remember what in the prodigal, it says, so he got up and came to his father. I am awareness, right? But while he was still a long way off, his father saw him and felt compassion for him and ran and embraced him and kissed him. Remember, God comes to you as you come to God. Go within to that timeless presence, right? That I am. You just got to turn to it. It doesn't matter. Remember, none of that you believe you identify with the past is who you really are. You can let all of that go. The timeless presence is who you really are, that I am awareness. And when you turn to that awareness, that presence turns to you. You immediately reunite with it. You immediately become one with it upon turning to it and recognizing it. Isn't that good to know? It's instant. It's simultaneous. You were never apart from it. That's why it's instant. That's why when we imagine our wish fulfilled, or we imagine and assume what we want, that's why all the spiritual teachers talk about knowing that it's yours already, because you were never apart from it. That's what makes it instant. Remember, when God knows something, God becomes it. When you know something, you become it. Right? Wow, that's big. So, you exist in all events, in all memories, in all possibilities right now. The question is not whether those events exist within you and you exist within them, because you are one with all possibilities. You are one with the quantum field. The question is, where do you choose to live? Are you collapsing the wave and living in a narrow, unwanted memory or unwanted reality? Because that's where you're going to live. If you remember something from the past, you're creating it in that moment, and that's where you live. Right? There's no potential in linear time. Claim it now. Claim what you want now, and in every moment of now. Right? To claim that timeless presence as who you are, that I am this, right? For so many years, I've been serving you, and I've never neglected a command of yours. This is what the older son says to the father when the father decides to throw a party for the younger son who returned. The younger son was born again, right? Born in that higher state. Blew his inheritance, but knew that you can never blow your divine inheritance. It's always yours, and reclaimed it. No matter what happened, right? No matter what sins you believe you've committed, no matter what past you've been through, it's continual forgiveness of sin, right? God never forgives because God never condemns you. That's the part, right? God cannot give you what you don't give yourself, what you don't claim as yours, right? So unworthiness makes no sense. Being a sinner makes no sense. None of that's true. Right? For so many years I've been serving you, and I never neglected a command of yours. That's like when we start imagining our wish fulfilled, or we're assuming things, and we're following all the processes, but we're never claiming it. We're never claiming it as ours. We're never believing that we're one with what we want or what we desire. That the inheritance is always already within us. We're still feeling separate from it. Right? So remember, it's not about ignoring 3D conditions. This came up in a session yesterday with that client that I was talking about. It's not about that necessarily, right? Remember, those are all temporary forms, right? Within you, within that ultimate reality. It's about transcending them, about knowing that every possibility, every potential reality, every possible form that you could think of or manifestation exists within you. You're one with all of it. And this is what A Course in Miracles says. When you want only love, you will see nothing else. That's what it's about. It's about integrating that I am awareness, integrating that yourself as that one mind. Right? Becoming one with all that is. Knowing that you are one with that there is no separation. That's how you transcend it. You know that it's temporary, right? It's that I am awareness. Seek not to change the world, but choose to change your mind about the world. That's what A Course in Miracles says. It's not about changing anything in form. It's not about going back and trying to fix past conditions or fix yourself. Or even asking for forgiveness. You're already forgiven. Always, continually. God never sees that evil, what you call evil or sin or unwanted, or things that you believe you have done wrong. Only you do, and you live in those memories. And so you're never seeing that divine present moment, that I am awareness that you really are. Remember, God cannot give you what you deny yourself. I am your host, Tom Karen. And this is the Be Something Wonderful studio of Higher Consciousness, where we help you level up and become the best version of yourself. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the notification button, like and share our videos. That's how we get our message out. You can follow us on Facebook at Be Something Wonderful. We also have a group called the Be Something Wonderful Ambassadors. You can follow us there at facebook.com/groups/Be Something Wonderful. Also follow us on Instagram at Tom Karen, or Twitter at Tom Karen. Both Instagram and Twitter are at Tom Karen. Facebook is at Be Something Wonderful. And also, guys, just go to our website anytime. That has all that information and more. at tomcaron.com or besomethingwonderful.com. Until next time, with great love, with great light, and infinite gratitude, see you soon.